and welcome to the eFresh.com Dairy News. Today is the 19th of November. My name is Kim and these are this week's headlines. Feds to probe low New York milk prices. Arla Foods to build the world's biggest dairy. U.S. deal is gold to New Zealand farms. Wiseman records 81% hike in profits. Cambodia signs livestock deal with Britain. A top antitrust investigator from the U.S. Justice Department is investigating why New York farmers are getting record low payments for milk and consumers are seeing just a fraction of the savings. This follows Senator Charles Schumer's request for a probe after his office released a report that found the price paid to dairy farmers fell by almost half since January. At the same time, the retail price of milk fell just 15%. Christine Varney, the Assistant Attorney General in charge of the Federal Antitrust Division, will meet with farmers in coming weeks to investigate potential anti-competitive behavior in the dairy production system. Schumer says he wants to see greater transparency in how the market works. The biggest dairy in the world is to be built near London as a consolidation of the milk market continues. Arla Foods, the Danish producer that produces 28% of Britain's milk, will build a processing plant which will handle 1 billion liters of milk a year and will be operational in 2012. It will create about 500 jobs and cost Arla more than £70 million. The Danish company Arla Foods is one of Europe's largest dairy companies, sourcing 8.4 billion liters of milk a year and employing 16,500 people. Arla merged with Express Dairies in the UK in 2003. Its brands include Cravendale. Sales of fresh milk in the UK grew 0.6% in the year to October 4th, 82,000 litres per day. Waikato farming leaders were rubbing their hands together at the prospect of a free trade deal with the United States that would inject millions into the economy. Prime Minister John Key, who met President Barack Obama at an APEC meeting in Singapore, said the agreement by the U.S. to negotiate on an Asia-Pacific regional free trade agreement should bring brilliant economic growth for New Zealand. In a surprise move at the Singapore talks, Mr. Obama lifted the little-known Trans-Pacific Partnership, linking New Zealand, Singapore, Brunei, and Chile to center stage as a vehicle for broad Asia-Pacific free trade bloc. The U.S. did not want to exclude areas such as dairy exports from the deal, a key issue for our food-based exports. A deal could be in place by 2011 when the U.S. is scheduled to host the APEC summit. Robert Wiseman Dairies has announced that former Scottish Enterprise Chief Executive Jack Perry is joining its board, as it reported record sales and a near doubling in first-half profits. Wiseman said the results represented milk volumes being moved to modern, efficient dairy factories, and that investment in its infrastructure would continue. Bridgewater, Wiseman's new dairy in Somerset, will increase production to 375 million litres a year, with plans being developed for further expansion in the future. Boosted by the contribution of Bridgewater, Wiseman's sales in the 6 months to October 3rd rose 7% to £423.9 million, with falling costs leading to an 81% rise in pre-tax profits to £21 million. Cambodia's Mong Rethi Group and British farming firm Lordswood Farm have inked a deal to jointly set up a $27 million cow and goat farm in Cambodia. The deal was announced by Eblex, a British government-backed organization that brokered the deal between the two countries. The farm will produce beef, dairy, and goat products for the local market. Eblex said that no live animals would be shipped, but that $1 million worth of bovine semen and embryos would make the trip from the UK under a separate agreement. Garnier said Southeast Asia has become a key market for Eblex, along with Central and Eastern Europe. It is a division of the government's Agriculture and Horticulture Development Board, which was set up in April 2008 to boost farm sector competitiveness. Thank you for watching the eFresh.com Dairy News. See you next time.